Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast. Hey, ESPN drops their most recent WNBA Mock Draft, and it has definitely sparked debate around the internet, all over YouTube. For some, they like it. For others, they don't. And then for some, they have no idea how to compare. But we're going to run through this because, I think this is going to be a good discussion, So let's break it down. We already know that the Washington Mystics have the number 4 draft pick. And that can be pretty much locked up right now as to who that could be. But the question really comes for today is whether or what we would do with picks number 9 and picks number 11. So we have 3 first-round picks in the first round of the 2026 draft. The number 4 pick, the number 9, and number 11. The question is, with 9 and 11, do we play it safe or do we chase the upside? Do we swing big on upside? What do we do? Some people say, hey, you get your quality player at number 9, and then you can go with upside. You can get, a draft and stash for a later date, like one of the international players. But the question of the day is, what direction are we going to go? Let me know in the comments. Should it be a safe draft pick or should we swing for upside? But let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's go ahead and dissect who the ESPN Mock Draft says that we should get with those picks. And, in that range of the draft, it's about value. We're definitely still rebuilding. So we're not necessarily worried about being contenders right now, even though the fan base, they want it. But the thing is, are we ready for it? So we have to fill out the depth chart because we're kind of stuck in neutral right now, right? We're kind of stuck between getting younger, getting better, having experience, while keeping the salary cap low. All of these things play a factor, right? So I think that these 2 picks will definitely add value, and they have a very good chance of making a team. They can push some of the players that we have grown to love and like to the side. So let's talk about the number 9 pick. One thing that we definitely need more of is guard play and a big. Really believe that we have a good chance to draft our big with the 4th pick. But we're talking about 9 and 11. So at number 9, ESPN says that we are going to be drafting Gianna Kneepkens out of UCLA, a shooting guard. So the question is, did they get it wrong or did they get it right? Do you feel it was genius or the other way around? So let's talk more about what Kneepkens brings to the team. We're talking about elite shooting. That is definitely something that we can use more of. Elite shooting. Kneepkens can hit it from deep. Has good off the ball movement, super high Q when it comes to shot selection. As a natural floor spacer. So you can put her on the floor when Sonia Citron goes out, right? And you can still maintain that shooting. But her threats to what she can do can become limited. So, she's plug and play right now. She's ready to go. She's not raw, she's polished. So, you want that from a player at that draft slot. If you can find that, that's great. But when we talk about her offensive skill set, she brings advanced footwork. She's very good with the mid-range game. She plays under control. She reads the defense well. So there's a lot of value there. A lot of value. She can get some rotational minutes. She's not going to be a starter. I can tell you that if she's brought to the team. But she can definitely bring scoring to the second unit. She can stretch the floor. She can stabilize the offense. This is a classic low drama, pretty much it's a low drama pick, but it can have high rewards for the second unit. Is she gonna be a star? Is she set for superstardom? Nah, we can go ahead and cancel that. But for longevity in a role, she can check those boxes. Now, let's talk about some of the concerns. Let's talk about where you might really think differently about this pick. Might make you question. The big thing is defense. And that's one critical aspect that Coach Sidney Johnson has established with the team. We are a defensive-minded team. So the thing is, she can defend at the college level. The Big Ten is one of the best conferences in college. She can defend there. But will she be able to defend at the WNBA level? Because that's a whole different level, right? So the question is, does she have lateral quickness? Can she handle the bigger, more physical wings? These are all things that you got to ask. Because that can definitely be a struggle. And if Kneepkens struggles on defense on this team, any potential minutes that she could have possibly got disappears really fast. And then another drawback is, even though she's a great shooter, she's not the best athlete. So her explosiveness is limited. She's skilled, but will she be able to create a shot? Will she be able to make space against elite defenders or even pro level defenders? This is tough. This is a tough projection. Again, she brings value, but she also has some drawbacks. So at number 9 with Gianna Kneepkens out of UCLA, and she's a 5'11" shooting guard. She's a senior, so she's played her years. It's a good, smart value pick. It can open the floor on the offense, so that's an upgrade. But defense determines everything. If you get abused on the court, you got a potential to not get playing time. So, but, one thing I would say is this. when it comes to Kneepkens, she has upside. She can fit a role. She can actually she'll remind you of some players, right? And the question is, who does she remind you of? She can remind you of some Washington Mystics that you may have rooted for in the past. And I would say that her WNBA comp would be, her comparison would be somebody that you know. You can go with Carly Samuelson, right? A floor spacing specialist with high IQ. Shoots the ball like it's no other. So she's a good counterpiece for our offense, right? That's what she did. That was her role. And Kneepkens can actually come in and shoot that role. But I will also say this, when in regards to their games, defense, you got to try. You got to try your hardest. I think they're similar when it comes to defense. But one additional key to Kneepkens on the offensive side is her mid-range game. That can open up some things. Will she have the green light to shoot all that? We don't know. Now, another comparison on the high end would be Kayla McBride, but a lighter version, right? Kayla McBride is, has a little bit more strength, probably a whole lot more strength than Kneepkens. But what they both bring to the game, pure shooting, deep range threats, can move without the ball, and can score without having to dominate the ball, right? That is a role that can be used, right? So I can see some upside to bringing her onto the team. The question is, should it be at 9? Should it be at 11? No, but there is upside, right? So now let's talk about pick number 11. Pick number 11. Pick number 11. This is definitely going to make you think a little bit. ESPN has projected that the Washington Mystics will pick out of Duke Ashlon Jackson. Now, there's some sneaky upside. There's a little some value here, right? Now this pick, if it happens, it changes things because Ashlon Jackson is aggressive. She has moments of being explosive, and she can change the momentum like that. Like that, right? She can shoot the three. She can get to the mid-range. She can get to the bucket. So those are all great scoring attributes, right? Now, the question is she a microwave scorer where she's on now, takes a little time to heat up, or, the microwave might be down and we don't get too much? She can get hot quick. She can create her own shot. She's fearless when it comes to attacking the basket. Instant offense. I like the pick. I do. When you really dig deep into what she can bring to the team, I like it. We need more athleticism on our team. especially at the wing and guard position. We need that. We need somebody that can push the floor, push it down the floor. She definitely has WNBA level physical tools when it comes to her first step. It's quick. She has a good vertical transition threat tempo. She can put pressure by pushing the pace, impacting the tempo of the game. Off the bench, that's that. You need someone that can be that has burst and also has controlled chaos when it comes to creating, when it comes to attacking. As long as she can be under control, that's a great pickup. That's a great pickup. So she can actually come in if they decide to go down this road. She can replace Jade Melbourne because Jade Melbourne is our burst, our chaos agent. You know, whether she's starting or coming off the bench. You know, but the thing is about Jade Melbourne's game to me is, even though she has all of these great abilities, she's fearless. She can take the rock and take it to the rack. She can change the game when it comes to transition opportunities. But the thing is, she can be out of control. I call her Little Sonic the Hedgehog. She be out of there. She be gone. But the thing is, there are more opportunities that she can have such value in the WNBA. She can be something else. It's about control. So when it comes back to Ashlon Jackson, she has that control, right? On top of being such a change agent on offense, let's talk about her defense. She is a disruptor. On ball pressure, is right. Passing lane activity is right. Energy defender is right. She fits the culture defensively of what the Mystics are. And we know we love guards that can defend. So that can be a great value pick. Now, let's talk about the risk. Now, we've talked about her offense where she can, get downhill and do different things. But the question is she going to be a consistent knockdown shooter? Right? She's streaky. She can be streaky when it comes to shooting. She can knock it down. She can microwave. She can get it going. But it's streaky. She can have efficiency swings. Shot selection can be questionable at times. Now, who does that kind of sound like? That sounds like Jay Melbourne a little bit, right? But my question for you is this. Do we bring her in because she's cheaper? Because she's going to be on a rookie deal? Interesting questions. That's another thing too. I believe Jay Melbourne is up for the expansion draft. From what you never know. She could be going in different directions, and we might need to fill these holes. So Ashlon Jackson might be something that we need to look into. But just to talk more about the concerns, especially when it comes to shooting. When you're inconsistent or you're not efficient in the WNBA, the pros, they definitely will punish you for that. And mercy, So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a big decision. You know, the question for Ashlon is: can she balance scoring and playmaking? Can she avoid tunnel vision? Can she control the pace? Can she be disciplined? This is critical. This is critical. They're all questions you need to ask. Now, nothing is guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that these players will be available. It's not guaranteed that the Mystics are going to go in this direction. You know, I have my favorites who I believe should be drafted, but these players are making a Kneepkens and Jackson are making a strong case. You know, we don't know who's coming back to the Mystics. So the backcourt might be crowded, or there might be some holes that need to be filled. We'll see. We'll see. Now, Ashlon Jackson at pick 11 brings high upside, but at a gamble. You know, great athleticism and scoring burst, but is she gonna be streaky? Is she gonna be the microwave? Is she gonna be? Is the light gonna be on in the microwave, or is it gonna be off? We don't know. So now, when it comes to the philosophy of our team, right? Kneepkens brings high floor shooting. She's safe and stable, right? However, she has limitations. It's like and Jackson has athletic upside and scoring. But the thing is, will the risk outweigh the reward? We don't know. We don't know. They both can be safe picks. They both can be gambles. We don't know. So let me ask you, the fans, what do you prefer in our late lottery selection? Should those picks be more based on reliability or upside and swing? What do you think? What do you think? You know, I think that Kneepkens at 9 could be considered smart and boring. Jackson can be considered a steal, but risky. I think they both bring value and risk. I believe that's the case. So it's just a matter of what the Washington Mystics will be chasing when it comes to draft time. We don't know. I do know that ESPN Mock Draft is definitely up for debate, whether it's genius or not. You know, let's debate a little bit. In the comments, let me know what you think. Do you think that ESPN got it right? ESPN got it wrong? Are these steals? Is this a mistake? You know? Also, let me know if you think that the Mystics should draft best available or the best roster fit. Let me know. Let's talk about it. All right, so this is your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content, giving y'all a little bit more insight on who we could be getting in the 2026 WNBA Draft. It's right around the corner. You know, they still hammering out the CBA deal, but I know they're going to get it done. So let's get ready. Let's talk through it. We got some more picks coming. We're going to talk through some more players. And let's see who we get. Well, again, it's your host, Delano. We appreciate everybody for stopping in. Make sure that you like the video. Need you. It helps us spread all of this good Washington Mystic information across different platforms. Also, subscribe to us because we're everywhere. And yeah, we'll be right back at you. We'll see what we got to talk to you about tomorrow. We out of here. Gone.